before I ask you a couple questions, you just want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, that sounds good. Hi, I'm Benji Anderson. I'm a senior at Mount Juliet High School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. I'm a Hoka and Koros NIL athlete, and I'm going to be headed to Notre Dame this year in the fall. So I'm super excited.
Okay, perfect. So I guess I'll just ask you how it all begun. Like, when did you start running, and kind of why did you start running?
Yeah, so I really started running in sixth grade. I'd kind of been running throughout my whole life, like local 5Ks and stuff. But it really started in sixth grade when I couldn't play competitive soccer and school soccer at my middle school. So my mom was like, join the cross country team, see what it'll be like. And yeah, I joined in sixth grade and like absolutely loved it. And I've stuck with it ever since.
Okay, so did you do any other sports before you began running?
Yeah, so I played soccer probably since I was like 4 up until the end of my freshman year. That was kind of my main sport. That's where I was like, man, this is where I'm gonna hopefully go to college with this sport. Like I wasn't like super serious about running until after my freshman year, and I was like, dang, like I think I'm pretty good at this. I feel like I can take this to a college level and hopefully after. But yeah, mostly just soccer. Played some lacrosse, some football, some basketball. But it was just like I don't know, a few seasons, nothing serious. But yeah, mainly just soccer.
Okay, so how would you say those other sports impacted your running journey, like as far as aerobic base building or stuff along that line?
Yeah, no, I think it's helped a ton. I wasn't super active, and I think being a soccer player, and then transitioning to a runner is like probably the best case scenario, compared to most other sports. Because I was a midfielder in soccer, and I was running around all the time. My coach had us do sprints, so the transition was pretty easy, and I didn't feel like as tired as I thought I was. And I know my brothers are feeling the same way. They're making the transition from soccer over to running, and they're already running with me on like easy days and like the beginning of workouts and stuff. I'm like, dang man, like you've been training for a few weeks, and look at you now. So I think like the soccer helps a ton. Yeah, because you already get an aerobic base that not many other kids have.
Okay. So, do you just want to talk about your development from freshman year to where you are now as a senior, just like training and racing?
Yeah, so I think freshman year and sophomore year were pretty low key. It was just like go out there, have fun. Don't worry too much about mileage, racing, and all that stuff. And I think freshman year I was probably like 30 miles a week. Sophomore year like 40 miles a week, and then junior and senior year I've been right around like 50 to 60 in between that range. Like my coach is very like he's very good at what he does, and like the workouts we do are very like purposeful, and so is the training. And I think by only doing like 50 to 60 miles a week, it leaves a lot of improvement for college, where like a lot of these other high school guys are already running 70, 80 miles a week, and they're not peaking, but they're not going to see as much improvement going into college. And I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, yeah, I want to find a ton of success in high school still, but like I don't want to end my high school running career like as a multiple time national champ, because then there's no room for improvement in college. So yeah, it's kind of just been slowly progressing up until now. And yeah, hopefully keep building that into college.
Okay. So, I mean, you're out on the West Coast, and I feel like, from what I've heard, the West Coast train, a lot of the teams are going crazy high mileage, especially compared to the East Coast. Because I know, this is from Tommy Latham who told me American Fork. He said they're doing like over 100-mile weeks. So that's just kind of crazy to be obviously racing. You specifically are racing against a bunch of those guys. So how do you think it like? How do you feel knowing that you're doing probably like close to half the mileage of them and still being competitive with them?
Yeah, I think it's kind of ironic. Like all these guys, like no doubt about it, they're working really hard and they're running really fast. Like you look at Caden Evans. I mean, he smoked me in NXR this year. I think he put like 15, 16 seconds on me in the last like 800 meters. But I think I don't know. We're gonna see how much he improves over the college years, and like we'll see if he goes pro. But I mean, it can be done. It can be done. I'm not criticizing the guys for running high mileage right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I just don't think it would work for me, and I don't think I'd find as much success. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to see what I'm doing off so little mileage. 'Cause I mean, I got a teammate Ben Adams that's doing the same thing. Like he's running low mileage and he's still running like 14:48, and it's just like what we do off so little mileage compared to a lot of other guys. I think is super special.
Okay. So, do you guys do any like cross training or strength training to combat that low mileage?
No, we don't. I mean, I tried cross training. I think for me, it didn't really work out, and I'd rather just run more. And I talked to my coach, and he's like, "Hey, let's just keep it running for now. Like when you go to college, like we'll bump up the mileage, you'll bump up the cross training. We'll leave all the development stuff there, which is, I don't know, a little like it's not as common. Like a lot of kids will run low mileage and then do a ton of cross training too. Um, but again, like I'd rather see all these developments happen in college rather than high school.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys do any strength training, or do you as an individual?
No, I don't. I mean, I do like little personal stuff for like body weight, where it's like push ups, sit ups, planks, like core
Hmm.
exercises. But no, like I don't get in the gym
Oh, really?
at all. Yeah,
Okay. So, obviously, you do the trail races. So what was kind of like your reasoning doing like that first one, I guess, when you
yeah.
started it?
So, well, to combat the not lifting, I run a lot of trails and I do like a lot of
Hmm.
hills. So I mean, growing up in Colorado, we have access to so many hills, so many trails. So it's like pretty cool. We got a whole trail system, like I don't know, close to 100 miles, like less than a
Hmm.
mile behind our school. So we take advantage of that a lot. And that's kind of what we use to substitute in weight training. Whereas like
Okay.
we'll run these hills at like a fast pace. Um, to like I don't know, make up for that lost strength that we other guys get.
Yeah. So do you just want to talk about your experience? I'll just ask you about your most recent World Trail Championships. Like, you just want to talk me through kind of how it was, how the race was, and all of that?
Yeah, totally. It was so cool. It was for me the second year doing it, and again, like the USA Olympic Committee sent us like all this gear, all this USA gear, which is super cool. Like I'd gotten it the year before, and I mean, it was still just as special to get it right at my door, open all that gear. And then they do a really, really well or a really good job of treating us really well out there. They send two coaches who are just like there to help us make sure we get everything we need. Um, and it was like super cool to be in Honesty, France. Like I had never been to Europe
Hmm.
before these USA trips, and like to go to France with like some of my friends because the boys team was mostly Coloradoans.
Yeah.
So it was super cool, and I raced those guys a lot, and like we're all good friends. Um, but then like going there and meeting people, like we became friends with the Irish team, became friends with the Welsh team, the Spanish team. Like it was so much fun.
Hmm.
We all hung out. And then the racing was insane. Like it's so physical in Europe. I mean, you're getting elbowed,
Yeah.
punched, like all this stuff. Um, and I think trail racing is unique because like there's not as many spectators out on the
Hmm.
technical parts of the course just because it's super hard to get there. And like the Europeans will really take advantage of that and like hit you hard with an elbow, like as you're going up a hill and you're like, oh man, like I'm already hurting racing, and then you just get elbowed pretty hard and like, dang man, like that kind of sucks. But I don't know, it was super cool because there's like stuff that I'm gonna take and I have taken um back to the U.S. Like I would say I'm a pretty physical racer. Like I don't know if that's just from being like a soccer player or learning from
Yeah.
Europe, but it's like I can hold my ground pretty well. And if someone like, for example, on the track wants to take over the inside rail, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna hold my
Hmm.
position pretty strong, and not let that happen. So I think, yeah, I mean, and it was so fun. Like the food there was pretty cool too. It was like a little abnormal, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it's sick. I'm a little bummed out because I want to try doing it not this summer, but the summer after that. And when I do it, if I do make the team, it's gonna be in Canada. So it's nothing like really special at all. Like, obviously it's cool, but at the same time it's no France or Italy or anything like that.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, Canada was pretty sweet though. I mean, the
Yeah.
mountains there are so pretty. So.
Okay. So my next question, I guess, after that, obviously the cross country season's up. So I'll just ask mainly about your senior cross country season. Do you just want to talk me through all your races? Like, give me maybe some more detail about races you had more fun with, or like you're more proud of, and then kind of dive into depth once you get to your state meet.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so I'll give you a little background. Like last spring, I developed a breathing disorder, so I actually didn't think I'd have much of a cross country season at all. And I was like pretty nervous going into my first race, even though it was only a 2 mile. And like the competition was good still, but I was like pretty confident I was gonna win the race. But I was like really, really nervous. I think that was like probably one of the most nervous I've ever been for a cross country race. And I went out there and like ran actually really well. I think it was like 9:45 for a 2 mile, um, up at our home course, which is pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went over to this Cherry Creek race with some really good competition. Oliver Horton actually, who ran 14:30 this year as a sophomore. So he's phenomenal. Went out there, raced him, and I ended up getting the win, which was pretty sweet. That was brought a ton of confidence going into the rest of the season. I think, so oh man, I think I'm gonna be really good to go. And then we hit Liberty Bell, and I'd been sick for like a week and a half, and I was like, all right, let's try and go after the state record. Like, why not? Like, I don't have anything to
Mm-hmm.
lose. Um, and we just didn't get out that hard, and I think we came to the mile in like 4:47, I think, and I was like, all right, there's no way we can get the record, but
Yeah,
let's just go
crazy
out and win
negative
this
split.
race. Huh?
If you had got that record, that'd be a crazy negative split.
Oh yeah, and no, I was like, I was already sick, and I was just like, oh man, like there's some good guys. And I was like, I don't really want to blow up that hard.
Yeah,
Um, and the first mile was pretty fast too, and the middle mile was like kind of slow. So I wasn't too sure whether or not I was gonna be able to get it, but I was just like, let's go for the win. That's most important. Yeah, I ended up sneaking by. I think I ran 14:48, and won by like less than a second, which I was like, thank God. Like this kid Jerome Wisner came out of nowhere and like really gave me a run for my money, which was good. But then yeah, I think it was just like from that point on, it was just trying to keep up the undefeated season in Colorado for as long as I could. And just keep trying to run fast times, keep trying different strategies, experimenting with different races and shoes and stuff like that. Um, and then we get to our regional meet, and I'd been a little sick again. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go out there and go for the win, so I don't like do anything crazy before the state meet, which is good because I was like pretty sick, so it was good to be able to bring some confidence in that and go out and like take a solo win. And then going in the state meet, I was pretty nervous for this one because senior year I was like, man, I got second last year, let's not get second this year, let's just go out and
yeah.
win. And then I mean, I just felt really, really good, like 800 meters in, and I just took the lead and like did not look back. Um, and I was like, I saw Aiden LaRue ran 15:01, and he broke Parker Wolf's course record, and I was like, shoot, like I really want that sub 15. Um, but I think it was pretty tough being out there solo. It was quite a bit harder for our race than it was for Aiden's race. And I mean, I still went out there and broke Parker Wolf's 5A course record, which I was pumped about, and ran 15:09. So I was like, that brought a ton of confidence going into the postseason.
Okay. So going in the postseason, obviously you went to Foot Locker. Did you say you went to NXR?
Yeah, I did go to NXR.
Did you qualify there, or were you just outside?
No, I think I was in first place up until 800 to go, and then I like faded to eighth place, so I missed it by one spot. Uh,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, that was kind of brutal.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. You still got to Foot Locker. So do you just want to kind of talk about your Foot Locker race? Obviously, ending the season, your last cross country race as a high schooler.
Yeah, totally. I think Full Locker Regionals is so special. One of my good friends, Matthew Edwards, told me, he's like, hey man, this is what he told me last year. He's like, if you want to go to Full Locker, you got to be the toughest kid out there. Like all these Midwest kids, they can run fast in the cold and hilly conditions. So like you really got to be like one of the toughest dudes out there. And that really stuck in my head. And I brought that mentality going into this year. And I was like, I'm just gonna be the toughest dude out there again, and I'm gonna go qualify for the Full Arc Nationals again. Got it done in Kenosha, which I was super pumped about. And then going into the Full Arc Nationals, I like I'm gonna be honest. I was super burnt out after NXR and not making NXN. I was super bummed
Mhm.
about that. So I don't know. It's just rough past 2 weeks after Foot Locker Regionals, just trying to get my head in the right spot. But I was again like, I don't have anything to lose senior year. I'm like, I want to go after the
Yeah.
win more than anything. Um, but I mean, and Hoka did a phenomenal job. Like, I had never been to a better race in my entire life. Like, Full Locker Nationals
Mhm.
2024 was the greatest race I've ever run in my life. Just because, like, the competition there was so, like, unreal.
Mhm.
Hoka did an amazing job with the media, the gear, like, where they put us up, like, for a hotel. Like, it was, and being at Balboa Park is so historic, too. Like, it's just so awesome. So,
Yeah.
that was super super cool. Um, and, the race didn't go to plan, but I think that happens. I learned a lot.
Mhm.
I wanted the win. I put myself in the win, and then again, like 800 meters to go, just really hit a wall pretty hard and went from third or fourth to 21st by the finish. And I'm not too bummed with it. I think like I really gave it my all, and I really went after the win. Um,
Mhm.
But yeah, I know it's right now. I'm just excited for track, getting myself in a good position for that.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about what you've done already. Do you want to talk about your goals going into the pretty short season, which is indoor track, and then the longer season, which is outdoor?
Yeah, totally. So I don't really have a ton of goals for indoor. I think a lot of it's just like shoot, go out and run a PR. I think that'd be pretty awesome. I've like my mile PR is from last year, but I think I improved by like 0.02 seconds. So nothing crazy. But I'm gonna really go after the mile this year. Like running 4:15 is like it's a good time. Don't get me wrong, but I know I can run a lot faster. And I'm gonna try and attack sub 4. I don't know if it'll be this indoor season or late outdoor. But hopefully a PR in the mile. Hopefully a PR in the 2 mile. And then I really want to get down in 800. So I'm gonna go to New Balance Nationals, pick one or two events to go run out there.
Mhm.
And then go after it there. But I think that might be my only indoor race I do. I'm not entirely sure. I might pick another one at University of Colorado Springs, um,
Okay.
at their indoor track, but we'll see. Um, but then for outdoor, some big goals. I'm going after a couple wins. Um, hopefully qualify for Brooks PR, which would be sweet. Um, hopefully win the mile, 800, 2 mile, and then the 4x8 at Colorado State meet, which would be pretty awesome. So yeah, no, just try and stay consistent, I think, and healthy for sure, but then yeah, take the wins at the big meets.
Yeah. So I'll change it up a little bit more. What are just like three random non-running related facts about you?
3 random non-running related facts. Um, one thing that I think is pretty cool is, well, I've never done gymnastics, but I can somehow do a standing backflip on the ground. I don't know how I learned that one. Just like sent it one day on another official visit. Um, another one, I actually love spending time in the mountains. Like I've hiked 20 plus 14ers, run a few of them with my dad. Uh, that that's pretty cool. That's always fun. And then I'm actually a big time skier too. Like
Okay.
this is the first season I haven't skied since I was probably like 2 years old. So yeah,
Jeez,
lots
you
of
got to get out on the slopes.
I know, dude. We went out yesterday. And just like not we didn't go to a ski resort, but we were teaching one of my friends how to ski and like
Mm.
this like hill by elementary school, and it was like actually pretty fun to.
So he lives in Colorado and doesn't know how to ski.
Yeah, he moved from Illinois, um,
Okay.
so he just hadn't learned yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were teaching him yesterday, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, when I was 10 or so, me and my brother taught each other how to do standing back flips. We used to do like all the flips and stuff. We used to do parkour.
That's so sick, dude. Did you watch Tanner Brongard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, what was it? Like Z flips, I think.
Z
Like
flip.
there's like a bunch of guys.
Oh, the like yeah, like the whole friend group or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my brother and I were the same way. I learned
Mm.
it first last year, and then he learned it like a few days after. He's like, "Dude, we got to do this now." Like, we have a video of us in Ireland at the beach doing them. So yeah, it was that one was super cool. It was like
Yeah, that's awesome.
kind of random.
I have to check to make sure I can still do one every like couple of months because I don't do them as much now.
Oh yeah, no, totally. That's the same way. I'm like, all right, let's make sure I can do it.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll ask some more rapid fire questions. If you could be sponsored by one brand, what would it be?
Hoka for sure. They're the
Hoka.
best brand out there. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think already being sponsored is like super special. I don't know if I'd move to Nike like or
Hmm.
another brand just because like I mean everything Hoka represents. They donated over $1 million to the LA fires. They donated a bunch of money to our Mountain Vista Wish Week, which is super
Hmm.
cool. And the gear is sweet and like it's just awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty lucky because I feel like if I was going to Notre Dame, I would not want to be wearing Under Armour stuff, like especially like the shoes and stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, I think the past few years it's been getting better. I've never run in Under Armour stuff, but I know some of the guys there have NIL deals and they're like, bro, I swear it's getting a lot better. I swear it's getting better. So, I guess I'll find out. I guess I'll see. But I'll probably be wearing Hoka at Notre
Yeah,
Dame too.
I cannot see myself wearing Under Armour spikes.
That's so valid.
Okay. Pre-race meal or post-race meal?
Like, am I
What
saying
which one do you prefer? Like
which one
which
do I
one is more
prefer?
important to you?
Ooh, probably post race meal, honestly. I think I've eaten like Domino's pizza pre race before a few times and been fine. But post race, I'm always like, all right, gotta get my protein in.
Okay. What's the best meal of the day?
Best meal of the day, gotta be breakfast. I
Oh,
always load up on breakfast.
that's amazing. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day too. What's your go-to breakfast?
Go to breakfast. Well, see if I have time in the morning, I'll make some like scrambled eggs, like some
Mm.
bacon, and then some toast. But if I don't, it'll just be like quick oatmeal with a little bit of peanut butter and some blueberries and honey.
Okay. What would you say your like weirdest food combo is that you enjoy? Like something random.
Weirdest food combo. I don't know. Probably like mac and cheese and ketchup. That's like, I feel like that's so good.
Yeah. I think that's pretty weird. Like I think that's really weird, but I also know some people that eat it like that. So
Yeah, I was like, my brother put me on, and then I was like, dang, it's like kind of good. I can't lie.
yeah. Okay. So if you could have like one food for the rest of your life, only one, what would it be?
One food. I don't know. Probably a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh,
Like on some like, I guess it doesn't matter what kind of bread, but yeah, peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
okay. I'm a big sourdough bread guy, so I'd
Ooh,
have to say sourdough bread.
yeah, that'd be fire actually.
Okay. Do you think quality of calories is more important or quantity within your training?
Ooh, I feel like quantity, honestly. I feel like it's so hard to get the quality calories in sometimes.
Mhm.
Especially like I don't know. Sometimes you like finish a workout and you're like, man, like I just want to eat something, right? Like instead of
Yeah.
like this like full nutritious meal. So I think yeah, quantity for sure.
Okay. I've been asking a lot of food questions, but I have one more. Um, During your long run, do you take any like drinks or like any like carb, or like energy chews, anything like that?
I do if we have like an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. I'll usually take like a Morton
Yeah.
gel, and just like probably some scratch like hydration
Mhm.
mix.
Okay. Do you follow professional running at all?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. So are you team Kerr or team Ingebrigtsen?
I'm Team Kerr all the way. I think
Really?
Ingebrigtsen's a little cocky,
Yeah.
but I mean he's the Olympic champ in the 5K, so I got to give him some credit.
In my mind, he should have just moved up to the 5K a while ago. He's kind of old in the 1500.
Oh, I agree. He could get the world record in the 5K,
Yeah.
but
I realized this the other day. I was thinking about this. he has the opportunity to do something insane. He already has the 1500 gold and the 5K gold. He's still young, so he can get the 10K gold. And if he moves up to the marathon, that would be crazy.
That's true. Well, I think he put something out on Instagram where he's like, shoot, he's like hit like 4 or 5 world records out of I don't know however many, and like he's talking about the marathon. So we'll see. We'll see what he gets up
Yeah,
to.
I would love to see that. I think he should become a 5K, 10K guy.
Oh no, I agree. He would absolutely dominate.
Yeah. Who do you think is the greatest American distance runner of all time?
Greatest American distance runner. I feel like it's got to be Galen Rupp. I mean, maybe Dathan Ritzenheim, but I feel like it's got to be Galen Rupp.
I feel like I'd have to agree with you. I think Grant Fisher can definitely make a case for himself, but I feel like he's just still too young.
Yeah, no,
And
I agree.
I think Connor Mance, if he didn't move up so early, I think he could have been one of the
Oh,
guys.
totally. Yeah, I know. I 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up pretty early because I'm on Eastern time. Just got to watch his race this morning, and it was an amazing race.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it later. I saw the finish and I saw what he ran. I was like,
Yeah,
"Jeez, dude."
the finish was insane,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm actually so happy they finally broke that record because I was actually mad at that record because I think it's just too slow for the U.S.
no, that's valid. It was Ryan Hall, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how can you let like a guy from 2004 still have the record?
Oh, I know, right? Gosh, especially with
Like
everything that's
they,
going on now.
yeah, like super shoes and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, if you could like be one professional runner's training partner, who would it be?
Ooh, probably Yamif Kajelcha. Just because like he's so good at every single event, from like the
Hmm.
1500 up to like the half marathon. So I'd probably
Yeah,
pick him.
there's one guy. I can't remember his name. He's Swedish, and he's crazy at like every event too, like 1500 up.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking
It's like
about.
Andres something.
Yeah, Andres Algrim, I think.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
went like 27 or something, and like he went sub 27 in a 10K. He's gone like 3:35 in a 15 and like sub 8:60 and a half. So I think that guy's crazy.
Yeah, he just won in Valencia, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was insane.
yeah. So if you do end up running professionally, like what would you want to do if you could only have one? Like track, cross country, trails,
Ooh,
road, I guess too.
I'd probably do track. Um, only
Mm.
because yeah, I don't know, track or roads. I think that's where like a lot of the money in it is, and a lot of like the professional athletes they don't make a ton of money. Um,
Yeah,
I feel like I guess as much as like that sucks, I'd probably have to go after track or roads just so I could at least make something.
yeah. Who would you say is the most like underrated professional runner?
Underrated professional runner. Probably like Hobbs Kessler.
Really?
That dude's so slept on.
Yeah, that's true. I think he's really making a name for himself now.
I agree. I agree. But I think even after he got fifth at the Olympics, everyone was like, no one even talked about it. And I was like, this dude just got fifth at the Olympics. He's like 22 years old.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's a better athlete than Cole Hawker too. I think he's much more consistent than Cole.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah. So who would you say is like out of the big three in the U.S. Who would you say is like probably the most likely to win Olympic gold in the 1500 when it comes around again?
Like, you got to watch out for Yard and the Goose.
Yeah,
I
the
think
goose
he's
is
going to,
loose. It's
yeah,
dangerous.
yeah, that's so valid. I mean, gosh, I think after his third place at the Olympics, he's finally like, all right, like getting into the swing, and he's like realizing like how good he can actually be. So
Yeah. So I guess let's switch it over to college running a little bit. Um, who do you think is going to win the Natty next year? Who do you think has the best recruiting class?
Best recruiting class. Well, as much as I want to say Notre Dame, I don't think it's the case. I think probably
I think they
Stanford,
definitely, yeah.
maybe UNC Chapel Hill. Those, yeah, they got some really good guys over there.
I mean, Colorado, they got some crazy recruits this year. They got like
Oh
12
yeah,
something. Like,
yeah,
and
that's
then
really good.
Washington,
Yeah, Washington with Owen Powell and Josiah.
Wa-
Yeah.
Washington's going to be a team to watch.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm rooting for UNC or Notre Dame actually. And
Yes, sir.
that guy's an animal. I think he'll be someone to watch out for.
Oh,
Because I mean,
100.
he's similar to you. He's only doing like 60 miles a week.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Okay. So going in to like Notre Dame, that's obviously an amazing academic school. So like, how do you think you've managed like to maintain grades and go into like a school like that?
Yeah, no, I think I've actually done really, really well. I really like have focused hard on school this year. I actually finished with like a 4.6 GPA.
Oh,
Um,
jeez, man, it's crazy.
yeah, just because I was like, I took all these AP classes, and I took some like harder college classes just because I knew I was gonna really have to prepare when I
Yeah.
am, and it's just like learning these study habits, learning like time management really helped too. So I think I'll actually do pretty well at Notre Dame. Some of the guys say school's not as hard as it seems. Um,
Hmm.
but then again, like, I don't know, they might get a little lenient for being athletes. I don't
Yeah.
really know. But I'd rather over prepare rather than under prepare.
Yeah. So next year, I'm actually going to be living 2.5 hours away from Notre Dame. I'm moving up to Ohio. So I'm planning to come either watch some like home track meets or cross country meets, football games and stuff like that.
Hey, yes, sir. That'd be so sweet, bro.
Yeah, and if you ever want to go skiing, I'm living 10 minutes away from a ski slope. It won't be any Colorado skiing, but it'll be pretty good for the East Coast.
No way. That'd actually be so dope. I'll be so down.
Okay. Um, would you? I guess I'll change it back. I'm changing it back to more. Actually, I asked this before since we're talking about college. Going into the Natties for football, you got to be excited.
Oh,
Like,
dude. Yeah, I got two of my best friends are Notre Dame football fans too, and like we
mhm,
were so hyped a lot when they won against Penn State. It was like we had so much fun watching that game. Like it was nerve wracking in the beginning, but to see them win, it was so awesome. And I think
yeah,
we're watching it again tomorrow. And one of my boys' moms, she's like buying wings for all of us. We're gonna have a good time. We'll
it's
be
awesome.
decked out in Notre Dame gear, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm just rooting against really anyone who's going against Ohio State. I mean, I'm rooting for anyone who's going up against Ohio State.
That's what I love to hear. That's what I love to hear. Yeah, I hate Ohio State.
Yeah, and it's gonna be bad because I'm moving. I'm moving there next year. And like that's where my grandparents live. So I was visiting and I was wearing a Michigan hoodie. I walked into like a restaurant and they're like, "You're in the wrong part of town, little man." And it was just kind of funny.
That's funny. Yeah, man, that's so. I remember watching Ohio State and Michigan this year, and I was like, man,
That
Michigan's
was
gonna
such a
get
good game.
Michigan's gonna get destroyed, and then they won, and I was like, no way, dude. There's no way they won.
If they
But
were playing like that, like for the whole season, they would be a contender. Because then they went on to beat Alabama, and it's just making me mad because they weren't doing anything like that at the beginning of the season.
yeah, no, it was one of my friends is a Michigan fan too, and he like, gosh, it was so we made fun of him left and
Yeah,
right.
and then I mean, yeah, I don't know. But going into like choosing your choice in college, do you think like obviously Notre Dame has consistently had a pretty decent football team? Like, do you think that's part of it, like the team culture and just like overall every sport?
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, like Notre Dame called me like I said last spring I had a breathing disorder and I was like not running very fast at all and Notre Dame consistently called me every single week and was like, "Hey man, like we know the type of athlete you are, and like you're going through some health issues right now, but like don't worry about it. Get healthy as soon as you can. And they like really believed in me, and the coaches really believed in me, and like even all the guys on the team, like the freshmen this year, Drew Griffith, Cam Todd, Ryan Pajak, like Jason Parr, all those guys. They all
Mhm.
texted me like, "Hey man, keep your head up, like keep going forward, like it's all right. We saw what you did last cross country season, so don't worry about it." And that was really encouraging to hear, and I was just like, man, I don't think I'd rather be anywhere else than Notre Dame. And like
That's awesome.
after I took my visit, I was like, I know I'm going here, like for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, the
But
campus is beautiful.
yeah, no, the campus is unreal too. Like I got really fortunate. It was like 75 degrees on my visit,
Oh,
not
really?
cold at all, and
Yeah.
it was just yeah, it was such a great experience. And I still talk to all the guys on the
Mhm.
team. I still talk to the coaches like pretty frequently.
Mhm.
So just such a special culture, and like I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, no, I think even if they weren't very good at running, I still think I'd have a really, really hard time not picking them. Just
Yeah.
like how special everything is there.
Were you looking at like any schools close to you, like Colorado, Oklahoma, or like
Yeah,
BYU even?
Colorado was my second option. Just because it was
Mhm.
like I knew what was going to happen with Mark Wetmore, and I knew I didn't know Coach Carlson was going over. But I knew that like Mark Wetmore wasn't going to stay, and there's going to be a new coach, which like is exciting. And then one of my like really good friends, Keegan Smith, committed there, and I was like, dude, like I love you, Keegan, but I don't think I'm going to CU.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of a random question, but are you a Mormon?
I'm not. No, I'm actually
Okay.
Catholic, so it works out that I'm
Okay.
going to.
Yeah, I'm Catholic as well, but I was just wondering because I feel like BYU being a Mormon school limits it so much. Because I think, like, just from a running standpoint, I think it would fit me well. Like, at least the training, a lot of aerobic stuff, which is what I'm better at. And I can't see myself going to a Mormon school like
Yeah.
that.
No,
But
I think not like it should be a big switch. Like it's a different environment you're gonna be around.
yeah,
A lot of kids do go there for cross country and track that aren't Mormon. Now, like I still think it's like 98% of the BYU is Mormon, but they
hmm
still go there.
yeah. I know Daniel Simmons, he's Mormon, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. So I guess this is another kind of just random question. I'm just kind of jumping back and forth at this point. If you could go pro in one other sport, what would it be?
one other sport. Gosh, it'd probably be soccer. I think. Yeah, I mean, I still play as
Yeah.
often as I can, and yeah, no, I think it's so much fun. Yeah, definitely soccer.
Okay. In your opinion, like, or like, what sport do you think you're just like randomly good at? That's like kind of a unconventional sport.
Oh, sport that I'm good at. It's unconventional. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like that good, but like probably like tennis. Like I don't play tennis very often,
Mhm.
but like when I do, I like kind of surprise myself every once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's sick.
kind of. I don't know. Yeah,
Pickleball. Pickleball is a great sport.
yeah, that one's fun.
I think going pro in pickleball would be crazy too.
Yeah, that would be insane. That would be. I mean, that would be so hard.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think is more difficult, going pro in pickleball or Fortnite, like esports?
Gosh, I don't know. Probably Fortnite. Fortnite's probably harder. I don't know,
Mhm.
'cause you really gotta stand out. And like, man, I play Fortnite now, and I'm like terrible compared to all these other kids.
Okay, that kind of segues into my next question. What do you do, like in your free time that's not running? Like, do you relax a lot or are you still active?
Yeah, I mean, I actually do a lot of relaxing. My friends and I, we play sports like all the time. We play football, basketball, hockey, like, literally like any sport you can think of, we'll go out and play. But I also just picked up playing the guitar, so that's kind
Oh,
of like
really?
my time right now. I'm just like sitting at home instead of like scrolling on Instagram Reels.
Hmm.
I'll just like pick up the guitar and start playing.
What kind of music do you like?
Ooh, I don't know. I kind of got a wide variety. I mean, I listen to a lot of things: rap,
Mhm.
country, bluegrass, like '90s stuff. Yeah, like pretty much everything. Um, yeah, it just really depends on the day.
Okay. What's your go-to pre-race song?
Go to prayer song. Oof. I don't know. Probably like anything Kendrick Lamar or ASAP Rocky.
Mhm. Okay. So do you like listen to a lot of music before you race?
Depends. Like if it's for like a big race, yes. If it's like for like a local casual like
Hmm.
or a race that I'm like very confident in, I won't listen to music. Just in like I'll like try and be present in the moment.
Yeah.
But for like state NXR and Foot Locker Nationals, I did listen to music before those ones.
Do you think your music taste kind of reflects your running style? Because for me, I listen to a lot of like before my races specifically, I listen to like heavy metal, like Metallica and stuff, and I think that kind of represents my running. Because I'll go out fast and I'll gun it from the start. Do you think like that's the same for you?
um, I think in like some ways, yeah, actually. Yeah, no, I think if I'm like when I don't listen to music, I'm very present in the like, and I'll like
Mhm.
definitely be more relaxed going into the race. But if I really need to lock in and like I listen to some rap or something, I'll like definitely lock in a lot more, and I'll like watch what everyone else is like, all the moves that are happening, and cover them as I see them, or I'll like surge and like try and drop. Yeah, I don't know. I think for sure.
Okay. What would you say like the weirdest thing that you do pertaining to running?
Wait, ask that again.
What's like the weirdest like thing you do within running? Like something like just super random.
Ooh. I mean, I definitely wear non-running clothes to run in a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Is
like.
that just during the winter or is that like year round?
I think definitely year round. I've worn like soccer jerseys. I've worn like basketball. Like at one time, I wore a polo. I wore a button-up shirt.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like kind of random stuff.
That's a little odd, but it's okay. Um, who are you most excited to race next year? Because you're gonna have a very wide range of guys you'll be racing if you, as long as you don't like redshirt, or like even if you do, the next couple years after that.
I'm probably most excited to race some of the alumni um, that went to my school. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know, we got some guys like all over the country, and I'm like, man, like that would be so awesome to go race them because I looked
Yeah,
up to all those guys, and then to find like to race them in college, I think is a super special thing.
yeah. Who do you have winning? Them or you?
Mm, I think I could probably win in against some of them, and then some of them I probably wouldn't win. Like we got a guy who ran like 14:20
Gee,
solo at 7,000 feet. I don't think I'd beat him, but we also got like an 800-meter guy who runs like 147, but like you put me on the grass with him, I think I'd win. So yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Okay. So this is my last question for you. If you could like end your career anyway, what would that look like for you
Probably win an Olympic gold in the 5K.
in the 5K? Okay.
Yeah.
Would that like just be the end of it? Like after you win the 5K, would you just retire? Depending
Yeah,
on.
I think if I had to retire after winning a race, it'd for sure be the Olympic five. If I win an Olympic gold and like anything, I'd be like, all right, like now I can like I'd be comfortable. I'd be fine hanging up the spikes if I had to.
Yeah. Would you look into moving up to the marathon?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really mind running long distances, but man, it would be so painful. Like I know some guys who are training for the marathon right now, and it's like, gosh, like that would just be so brutal. That would like, oh, even racing too. Like it's not even like aerobically hard. It's just like, dude, like
Mentally.
yeah, mentally and like, yeah, you're just, that'd be so tough. But I don't know, I'd probably give it some thought.
Okay. So I don't have any more questions for you. If you have any for me, I can answer them. If not, I'll end it up.
Well, one, like, all right, what made you want to start a podcast? Because like you're younger than I am, I think, but like that's like
Yeah.
honestly so awesome that you're doing this.
So I'm a freshman, and I started it when I was in sixth or seventh grade. I actually started running in sixth grade. So I started running pretty late. That was like my first like real sport, and I loved it. I like have never done a sport, and I kind of just got obsessed over it, and I wanted to just be involved as possible. And I was like, I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I saw all these guys. I'm like, that's so cool. And I'm like, what can I do? And I was just like, I should start a podcast. Like that would probably be because I know some fast guys, can just interview them. Started pretty local, like some guys that were on my brother's team. He's a senior in high school, so like he knows like some of those faster guys when he was a freshman and stuff. And then it kind of just moved from there. I met like Graham Blanks at a run. I ran with him one time and I was like, "Do you just want to do an interview?" And he's like, "Sure." So like it's just kind of grown.
That's so sweet, bro. Have you talked to Dominic, the running effect guy?
I have not. I've wanted to reach out to him, but like I wouldn't really know. Like interviewing an interviewer, I think that would be kind of funny.
That would be kind of he'd probably get a like he would love that. I think I could reach out to him for you if you want.
Okay.
And just feel
Yeah, I
like
mean that would be sick.
because I think like I don't know he probably has some advice for you to help. He's like super nice guy. Like I really got to know him at Full Locker. I did one of the episodes with him. Um, but yeah, no, dude, he'd be all over that. I think he'd love that actually.
Yeah, I love his channel and podcast.
That's so sweet, dude. Yeah, no, I'm super inspired because I was like, dang, man, this kid seems so young. He's like killing it interviewing these like top guys. Like I saw the one with Graham Blanks. I was like, dude, that's like insane. That's so cool.
Yeah, he
So,
was he was great to interview. I've interviewed him twice, and he was amazing both times.
dude, yeah, good for you. That's yeah, you're obviously very comfortable and you asked like really, really good questions. So no, I'm like
Thank
very
you. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this interview today. I mean, just let me know, man, if you want to come skiing next year during the winter. I'd be
dude,
down.
I'll
I
totally give you a text. Yeah,
can get
no.
you a home cooked meal as well. Well,
Oh,
from college. So yeah. Okay.
that'd be so awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. Good
Thanks,
luck
bro.
going into this track season. Make sure to check up on you, see how everything's going. Maybe even a second episode to the podcast.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much and good luck this season too.
Yeah. Thank you.